to 8th class it is data handling. So how to handle the data, how we divide the data, and which operations we can do on the given data. So we learned up to 8th class. In 9th class and 10th class, so this will become statistics. So statistics is very important. So statistical tools are useful in so census, in finding records like that. So before going to discuss statistics, so data, what is data? The collection of information is called data. The collection of information. The collection of information is called data. So if the data had been collected, either yourself or somebody else, whatever it is. So if you have some data, if you have some information, it is called data. Okay, the collection of the information is called data. Okay, now there are two types of data. So there are two types of data. One is primary data and secondary data. Two types of data, primary data and secondary data. Primary data is nothing but the data had been collected by ourselves. So data is collecting by ourselves. So the information is called primary data or known sources. Either we are collecting by ourselves, we collect a collection by ourselves, or we are the data had been collected by known sources. So the person who we know, so we are gathering the information from them, that is also primary data. So the data had been collected by ourselves or known sources is called primary data. The data had been collected by ourselves or known sources is called primary data. Next, secondary data. Secondary data. So secondary data is nothing but so we don't know the information, whether the information is correct or not, but we are simply taking from old records or registers like that. So simply we are taking the information from unknown sources, that is called secondary data. So the information, so the data is collected by unknown sources like registers or old records. Then such data is called secondary data. So the data collected by observer is primary data. The data is collected with unknown sources is called secondary data. Okay. Next, tally marks. So what is the purpose of tally marks? So if the data is bigger, to convert, so to convert the data into simple way, we use tally marks. Tally marks is simply used to count the frequency. So to calculate frequency, we use tally marks. So to calculate the frequency, we are using tally marks. Next, so after this, so frequency distribution table. frequency distribution table. So if the information or data is distributed to the observations corresponding frequencies, such a table is called frequency distribution table. So if the data had been distributed to all the observations, then observation corresponding frequency table is called frequency distribution table. Distribution table. So example, so this is observation exercise, this is frequency exercise. So like this table is called. So here the observation, how many times it is occurred. So this is called frequency distribution table. Next, grouped frequency distribution table. Grouped frequency distribution table. So grouped frequency distribution table is nothing but so instead of observations, the large amount of data is to be divided into class intervals. The large amount of data will be distributed into class intervals, and so how many observations are within the class intervals are called frequency. Then class interval corresponding frequency table is called grouped frequency distribution table. So grouped frequency distribution table, if the data had been distributed into the class intervals, into the class intervals and corresponding frequencies, then the distributed table is called frequency distribution table. So example, so here it is class interval, here it is frequency. So for example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 2, 1. So 1 came 4 times, 2 came 3 times, like that. So these are the observation corresponding frequencies. So here if we take 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So these are the class intervals. So 0 to 10, 5 members, 10 to 20, 12 members. So this is 11 members, this is 4 members. So this is called grouped frequency distribution table. Okay, next. Next one, measures of central tendency. So measures of central tendency. So measures of central tendencies are majorly three. The three measures of central tendencies are arithmetic mean, median, and mode. So first, arithmetic mean. So there are three types of measures of central tendencies. Okay, so first one, arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean is nothing but some observations are given. So to find mean, we need to do sum and divide with its number of observations. So sum of observations by number of observations is called arithmetic mean. So simply, so the average of all the observations is called arithmetic mean. The average of all observations is called arithmetic mean. So formula, so it is denoted with x bar, and x bar equal to sum of observations by number of observations. Sum of observations by number of observations. So x bar equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi, or sigma fi xi by capital A. So capital A means nothing but total frequency. Here capital A is total frequency, xi are observations, and fi is frequency of observation xi. So fi is the frequency of observation xi. Okay, now so next one, after this, so median. So median is nothing but so middle one. When it is middle one, if you write all the observations in either ascending order or descending order, the exact middle one is called median. If there exists two middle, average should be median. Okay, so if we arrange all the observations in either ascending or descending order, then if there exists only one middle term, it is median term, then it is median. Or if there exists two middle terms, then so the average of those two middle terms is called median. Okay, so if we write all the observations in either ascending order or descending order, if there exists only one middle term, that middle term is called median. If there exist two middle terms, so the average of those two middle terms is called median. Okay, so next, mode. So mode is nothing but if among all the observations, which one is more repeated is called mode. Which observation is more repeated, more frequently occurred is called mode. So for example, none of the observation is repeated, there won't be any mode. If two or more observations are repeated more times and equal number of times, then so how many are existed? So those all are modes. So the most frequently occurred is called, the most frequently occurred observation is called mode. Okay, so if none of the observation is repeated, then there is no mode. If two or more observations repeated more and equal number of times, those all are modes. So if two observations are repeated more times and equal times, so then the data is called bimodal data. Okay, so this is about mode. Next, range. So range is nothing but in the given data, the difference between maximum and minimum value is called mode. So the difference of maximum and minimum value of the given data is called range. The difference between maximum and minimum value is called range. Next, cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency is nothing but so till that observation, if we write in ascending order or descending order, if the number will come till the observation, how many observations are there, it is called cumulative frequency. So if the data is written, is arranged in either ascending or descending order, either in ascending or descending order, then if the data is arranged in ascending or descending order, then the number of observations till that observation is called cumulative frequency. Okay, so this is the information. So this exercise 9.1. So question number 2. First we will do question number 2 and 3, later 1. So second question. The blood groups of 36 students of 9th class 9 are recorded as follows. A O AB OA BA BO 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So BO OA BO BAB OA. Next, OA AB O AB OA OB. frequency distribution table, frequency distribution table in the form of frequency distribution table. So which is the most common and which is the rarest blood group, which is the most common, which is the rarest blood group among these students. Okay, so this data is given. With the help of tally marks, I want to find a frequency distribution table. So solution: first, blood group, tally marks, frequency. So blood group O A B A B. First A O A O A B O A B A. So after 4 we cross like this, fifth one. Next B O. Next B O. After 4, fifth one. B, fifth one. O A B O B A B O A. Next again start. O A B O A B O A O B. Now 5, 10, 15. 5 plus 5, 10. 5 plus 4, 9, 2. So this one. So 12 into 3, 36. So total together 36. Now frequency distribution table. Observation frequency. O A B A. This is the frequency distribution table. So O came 15 times, A 10 times, B 9 times, AB 2 times. So most common is O group. Most rarest blood group is AB group. So this is the solution. Okay. Next, third question. Three coins are tossed. So 3 coins were tossed. 3 coins were tossed 30 times. 30 times simultaneously. Each time the number of hits, each time the number of hits occurring was noted down as follows. Each time it is noted down as follows. Okay, now so 1 2 3 2 3 1 1 1 0321. Next 2211, 2320, 3012. Next 322, 311. So prepare your frequency distribution table. Prepare a frequency distribution table. Okay. For this problem solution, again to prepare frequency distribution table, I am taking a tally marks. So number of hits, tally marks, frequency. So 0 hits, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits. First 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 0, 3, 2, 1, 4 completed, fifth one. Next 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, completed, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, completed, 3, 1, 1. So how many? 3, 10. This is also 10. Next this is 5 plus 2, 7. So 30. So now frequency distribution table. Frequency distribution table. So number of heads, frequency. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 heads. How many times? 3 times. 1 head 10 times. 2 heads 10 times. 3 heads 7 times. So this is the required solution. Next, first question. First question. Write the marks wise. Write the marks wise. Write the marks wise frequencies. Frequencies. Write the marks wise frequencies in the following frequency. In the following frequencies. Distribution table. Distribution table. Marks. Number of students. So up to 5, up to 6, up to 7, up to 8, up to 9, up to 10. So 5, 11, 19, 31, 40, 45. So this is the information given. So marks are given and number of students. So marks below 5, below 6, below 7, below 8, below 9, below 10. So actually these are not frequencies, these are cumulative frequencies. Below 5, below 6 means up to 5 also. So cumulative frequencies are given. So 5, 11, 19, 31, 40, 45. Frequency now. So first 5, 11 minus 5, 6, 19 minus 11, 8, 31 minus 19, 12. This is 9, this is 5. Now frequency distribution table. Marks frequency 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 marks. It is nothing but below 5. We are not taking 5. So actually we are not taking 10 up to 9 only. So 5 marks. How many? 4. So below 10, which means 9. How many? 5. 8, 9. Next this is 12. Next 8. Next this one 6. 4. How much? 5. So below 5 means 4 marks. 5 members, 5 marks, 6 members, 6 marks, 8 members, 7, 12, 8, 9, 9 marks, 5 members. This is the required solution.